Shift, episode 127. 127 weeks in a row, 0 weeks off. That's superpower right there. Commitment, consistency, it's available to everybody. We got some really big news on Thursday morning, which I'm super pumped to announce tomorrow night. In the meantime, we have a very special guest on today. We're going to bring on my iconic, handsome copilot, Big Dave. And then we have Markus on, who's honestly one of my favorite human beings in the world right now. No big deal. And we're going to get this party started. But first, chop it up with later tonight. BK in the house. Great to see you. Uncle Dave.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Everything is great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Back in the closet?
Back in the closet, like every 55-year-old man should be.
That's super hot.
I know it is.
What's on your hat? The Buddha?
The ferocious Buddha, man. It's blowing up. You got to reconcile today with the future of tomorrow, what you want to be and become.
I love it. We have a special guest on today. I'm super pumped.
Yeah, he's a good friend, man.
Yeah, he's great. But before we dive in, I'm going to hit you with a couple. You ready for me?
I'm more than ready.
What is the biggest lesson that you've learned from some of your failures?
I think faith, understanding the source of faith, whether it's religious, spiritual, theoretical, or philosophical, this idea of best options in my life, and that I spent too much time trying to coordinate and calculate a truth that can never be proven, an infinicy that is unfathomable. And so for me, with all the failures, to be able to find the light, the love, and the lessons in those challenges, the pain, setbacks, void, shortages, and obstacles, you have to have some source of faith. And it can be religious, it can be philosophical, spiritual, or theoretical. But for me, it's simply a best option. And that option for me is that I have an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing, infinite, abundant, unified system that is my source of faith, that loves me, protects me, promotes me more than my mom. And therefore, when I make miscalculations, missteps, actions, that not only is gratitude ingrained into that activity, but forgiveness heals it as well. But that only happens within and upon the circumstance of some source of faith, an unproven system. And that's why it's called faith or hope, because it's unproven. And I think too many people take a arrogant ignorance in stating fact of misfact, and they can't find the gratitude, they can't find the forgiveness, they don't have the accountability, and therefore they don't experience the inspiration.
I love this. And I want to shout out Kelly Siegel, who acknowledged that my hairpiece is indeed shorter than usual. And Markus, you're the king of faith. I'm going to bring you on in a second. But Dave, I wanted to just add something to what you said, and I thought it was so beautiful. One of the things I talk about in the book in the beginning was when I got quiet in the pandemic and I decided that I wanted to reinvent myself, one of the first and most important things that I did for the first time in my life is I forgave myself for some of the poor decisions, mistakes, choices, and for not being where I hoped I'd been at that point. And it doesn't mean that I have to approve of everything that I've done up until that point, but I accepted it. And then it was so liberating. It kind of was like I was set light and free. And then I can take a lot of my energy and focus and start allocating to what's next. And you mentioned forgiveness, and I think it's so important for everybody that might be going through right now to forgive yourself and then allocate the lessons to what's next.
Absolutely, right? Having gratitude, empathy, accountability in what you do. Hey, Jesus, he did something to upset this young man. So, hey, Jesus, why don't you give Craig or I a call, man? I can we delete him off of there? This isn't a forum to be negative. So I just want to call out, man, Jesus, I get it. But just call me. My cell phone's 858-688-3294. Hurt people, everyone. And so when we see people trying to hurt someone, look, Craig's book for some people is a godsend. I've talked to them. It's changed their life. Some people, it's shit. They tell me the book sucks. Same thing with all 8 books that I've written. Some people tell me it changes their life. Some people tells me it sucks. So give me a call, because I want to know what you think is crap about Craig's book, because to me, I'm super proud to be a part of that book. I'm super proud of Craig, and I'm super proud of the people that are impacted by it. But I will tell you, it does not impact everyone. There's no guarantee. That's why I give my book away, because nobody can ask for a refund.
Dave, I love you. Thank you for having my back. I love you. But I think these are bots and haters. Someone hires.
You think?
But
I just want to put it out there for anybody else that I give my cell phone out. Nobody ever calls me to tell me why they're so hurt. So I'm with Diana. She can't wait to read it. I've read it twice already. So anyway, brother, I love you. I just wanted to point out, I don't want people to over exaggerate any hurt that's being sent out for anyone. So congrats.
I love you, buddy. Thank you. I'm going to bring on Markus right now. We'll get this party started. While I do, one of your greatest superpowers, which is also mine, and I believe yours rubbed off on me, is consistency. What is the secret to consistency, Uncle Dave?
Well, there's several mechanisms that help us with consistency. One, I call lowering the bar, right? If we lower the bar and prescribe minutes to consistent behavior, it makes it easier. I also have another trick. It's called the first 5 minutes suck. And so for me, if I have difficulty being consistent in something, I understand human nature. So I just tell myself, hey man, the first 5 minutes of this sucks. After 5 minutes, you can quit. You can stop running. You can walk back home. You can stop reading. You can stop doing whatever it is. And I've never stopped after 5 minutes. And after I've completed the task, I've never said to myself, man, I wish I didn't complete that task. So those are the two things, the two best pragmatic tools to be consistent. And I will tell you, and very rarely do I promote quality about myself, but I will tell you, I'm very proud of myself for being consistent. I may not have much talent, many skills or knowledge, but I am like a burro, dude. That's why we're at 127 episodes of this thing, and I don't even like this thing. No kidding.
That's awesome. On that note, Markus, I love you, buddy. It's much better seeing you in person like we did last week in Beverly Hills, but thank you for joining us.
Guys, so honored to be here. Allow me to start with a little bit of love for both of you guys. I'm going to start with David. David, you've profoundly changed my life, brother. I'm so honored to have you in it. Your community and you and what you've built and how you are allowing God to use your life. It's so beautiful. I've received just so much love from you and your people. And your boy, Jake, that's one of the greatest human beings on the planet. Jake Fleshner, if you're listening, man, I freaking love you. Craig, such an honor, brother, man. Clearly, God wanted us to hang out, because from the first time we talked, I was like, oh, I love this guy. And I'm going to make it weird. So I hope God is putting it on this guy's heart that Markus is something special to him, too. That's all I felt from you, brother. It was an honor hanging out with you in LA, being there to cheer you on your big day. What a beautiful community you've created. Just an honor to be around both of you. Amazing gentlemen. Thank you.
Wow. Probably the best start ever, Dave, right?
How can you beat that? You can hang out with me anytime. And thank you so much. And I will tell you, Jakey Bakey is an incredible blessing in my life. And I can't wait, for 10, 20 years from now to see what that kid's doing. I take so much pride. One of the things, though, you mentioned in community, which is so important in God itself, is being an aggregator of a frequency or a neighborhood, of surrounding ourselves with the right people and the right ideas, attracting more of the right neighbors, creating a greater power as a collective beyond the individual source of faith that we all have, is the blessing for so many years to see the community flourish. So for me, people joke around about being kind of the middle-aged mutant turtle of the internet, and 55 years old, what are you doing on TikTok with 1 million people or whatever? But the truth is, I get the blessing of seeing the Craig Siegels, the Mike Kropkos, the Jeff Fensters, the Jake Fleschners and Nick Lasers, and they're just flourishing. And I will tell you, as a father, nothing brings greater joy than seeing your children, your community flourish. And for some reason, the flourishing rolls over onto you, but it's not nearly as fulfilling as the success that you two are having and so many other people are. So thank you for making my life fulfilled, both of you.
Thank you, Dave. Love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm really loving this love fest right now.
Yeah, me too. Let's just keep hanging out all day. I'll feel great.
Yeah.
Hey, in that love and fulfillment, I actually would love to jump into something. That beautiful question you asked David about failure. I'd love to just share my thoughts if that's cool.
Absolutely.
And it's something that many people have heard before, but I'm going to give it just a little different twist on it. And I truly believe, and it's connected to my faith, that I don't fail. I look at failure very different from the average person. And yes, it has to come from faith, because I believe that there's a higher power. My God, he loves me so much. He's not allowing me to fail. He's challenging me so that I figure out the right way to do things. And so let me put this just into a really simple perspective for people. If I'm going to a friend's house and I'm going down this road and the road is closed, oh no, that's okay. I'll just take this different route. And then I get to my friend's house. My friend doesn't go, oh, you failed to get here, hey? What are you talking about? Well, you took the road and the road ended. You failed. No, then I had to take a different route. Not a big deal. I'm still here. People really miss that. Like, what's important is you get there, and you just need to figure things out. Some roads are going to be closed. Some doors are going to slam in front of you. That's okay. You just turn around. You keep moving forward. So I don't look at failure as a failure. I look at it as, wow, I got to learn something awesome, and I won't do that again. I am going to be better at this now that I've experienced that.
Yeah, and there's a huge difference between failure and being a failure and failing. Failing is you're trying.
Yeah, I got to add one thing to that, because it's so genius and it's such a simple mindset, but reminding people the simple things to do are unfortunately simple not to do. I'll give an example. I was supposed to meet some old high school friends at dinner at a restaurant. I got there first, being a time freak, and there was an hour wait. We couldn't eat there. I didn't say that I'm a failure and this is a failing, right? We coordinated and went to a different restaurant, and the new restaurant was better than the restaurant that had the hour late. To me, that's how my life goes, is that when you show up at the place you think you want to be and there's an hour wait or it's closed, it's just God telling you got a better restaurant to go eat at.
Nice.
And, it's nothing in the realm of failing. It's just simply an indicator that you have a better place or a better position to be in. And that's what only faith will give you that, by the way. Only faith will give you. If not, you turn into a victim, you're punished, you call everybody, go, hey, the restaurant's closed, I'm going home. And that's what most people do in life, living their lives like tube, and they miss out on the best restaurants.
100%. Yeah, the victim mentality. See it a lot. Marcus, I wanted to ask you this today because I was checking out some of your content because I love you and also for the conversation, and I encourage everybody to do so immediately if you're not already following Marcus. And one of the things I saw you talk about, which I thought was really profoundly cool, but I'm not 100% sure what you mean, I'd love to know more, is to get into a resourceful state.
Yes.
What do you mean by that, and how can someone do that?
Oh, beautiful. I absolutely love this. And wow, what a great leading question, because I'm such a big fan of that. Getting into that resourceful state, getting into that beautiful state, that perfect state. And, on that video that I did recently on that, it was a short video. I try and keep my videos pretty short because sadly people tend to have a bit of a short attention span. I'm not calling anybody out, but let's call it what it is. I like to give people enough of a taste that maybe they ask more questions, that maybe they want to go find one of my longer videos. But being in that resourceful state, it's so important to find that resourceful state and live there, because this is the state in which your mind will find the answers. And how we get into that, you have to keep your palate clear. If you focus too much on the negative stuff on life, just like David's talking about, this restaurant is closed. If you're so unhappy, if you're focusing on the negative stuff, you won't see that there's a better restaurant right there. There are other options. And if I may, I'm going to give you one of my favorite stories that's going to perfectly display a resourceful state versus non. And it's actually called the A-Rod principle. And it's because I was going to hang out with my buddy Alex Rodriguez, and I'm going to LA from Vancouver. And I'm going to be on an early flight. It was like 8 a.m. And I'm not going to see him until 6:30 p.m. I'm supposed to have tons of time, relax in my hotel room, get ready, get myself in a perfect state. But I want to be in a perfect state all day because I want to show up on. There's a blizzard. There's a blizzard warning the night before. So I'm prepared. I'm like, okay, it's going to be a long day. Takes me forever to get to the airport. I get on the plane. I'm going to make this story a little bit short, but I'm on that plane on the runway for over 6 hours. How many times has a plane been delayed maybe 30 minutes and you're freaking losing your crap? And sadly, that's what's happening to all the people around me, but I'm sitting there going, no, I have prepared for this. I'm going to be in a perfect state when I get off this plane at LAX. I've got my food, I've got my books, I've got entertainment, I've got everything I need that might make me lose my crap. I'm here and I keep checking in with myself. I'm in a beautiful state. I'm focused. I can see the good. I'm going to show up the best Marcus I can be. And I'm supposed to be at his house for 6:30 p.m. for dinner. We land at about 5:30, 5:45, which if you know LAX, you're not going to be anywhere for 6:30. I don't care. I'm in a great place. I go to the bathroom with my luggage. I strip down in this LAX airport. I'm shaving in the sink, brushing my teeth, putting on my nice outfit. And I showed up to that dinner in the perfect peak state so I can have proper conversation. So I don't start with, you don't know the day I had, Alex. Like, that's not fun for anybody. And what's so funny about this story is when I came to see you last weekend in Beverly Hills, the whole freaking thing repeated itself. I was gonna have about 2 to 3 hours to get ready before we were hanging out. Exactly 3 hours is my delayed flight. I'm in the exact same LAX bathroom, laughing, shaving, brushing my teeth, putting on my outfit, showing up to this event with my suitcase. And I'm sitting there going, this is ridiculous, but I don't care. I'm gonna freaking own it because I'm here for a reason that's way bigger than me. That was a really long story that almost had very little. Anyway, there's my peak state story.
Well, it brings up a good point, though, beyond the mindset that's necessary and the heart set that's necessary when things don't occur like you want them to occur. And I'm a very pragmatic person beyond the Buddha side of it. That's why it's the ferocious Buddha. This is a good example because I travel more than anyone I know. People ask me what my address is. I give out my address to everyone. It's 3B. Seat 3B. You can send my mail there. I'm always right there for you. But I teach something called the student of the calendar. So I give a minimum amount of time every day to something. And so in circumstances of being delayed 3 hours or 6 hours on a runway, see, a person that's a student of the calendar would have their books there because they spend a minimum amount of time every day reading. I have one of the things I took from Evan Carmichael and expanded upon it is every day I spend a minimum of 10 minutes a day reaching out to people I haven't talked to. So I have a list of about 3,200 people now that are high school friends, college friends, associates, old guests on shows, people I haven't talked to. And when I'm caught in a situation that I wasn't planning being caught in, I text, call, email, write down that list, and all of a sudden that 6 hours on a runway becomes a blessing because I just shared my love with, a high school friend that's like, can't believe this, Dave. I was just watching a video of yours, or Dave, I just wanted to share this with you, or Dave, can you help me with this? And instead of coming off that plane, I am elevated and escalated, not deflated. And so I think understanding time is a dependent variable and having different things to do, whether it be books or emails or friends or whatever, time is infinite when you're purposeful and resourceful. And I love the story that you utilize because though I've had some people come off that plane because our office is in SoFi, and there's two types of people: the ones like you that come in refreshed and you would never know, and then there's others that are victims, and you're like, hey, dude, I'm about to do a podcast with you, And, you know, I don't want people committing suicide listening to you.
Yeah, I love it. I love all this. There's no place in the world I'd rather be than with both of you right now. I want to acknowledge you guys. I'll land the plane with this one. Marcus, another thing I saw you talk about, I think is really powerful. Some of us at times have bad moments, and maybe even not your best day. Maybe you find yourself in a rut. But you do such a good job, and this is something that I was just learning in Kabbalah this week, ironically, too, of treating each day like it's its own entity. So in other words, today is not connected to Sunday, and it's not connected to Friday. It's its own entity. How do you intentionally do that?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. And that question, the answer to this question will absolutely change anybody's life. The sooner you can learn this and create habits around this, the sooner you're going to notice I have way more joyful days. So number one is to just recognize it. It's a perspective shift to recognize that, hey, today doesn't have to be connected to yesterday. So if I was having a rough day, I go, I can't wait to hit the restart button. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up with better energy. I'm going to wake up and do more tomorrow to make a better tomorrow. The next thing is, what can I do right now to start changing that? I like to call this being above or under the line. And we need to catch ourselves when we're under the line. Under the line, we all know what it means. It means like, I'm just not acting myself. I don't feel good. It's like drowning. If you're drowning, if you are under the water, you're not breathing. The only thing you need to think about is getting above the line. Start breathing again. You don't start making big decisions. You don't think about like, oh, I'm going to tell my wife to do the dishes better and all this. Oh my goodness, good luck with that. All you need to think about is getting up and just recognize, okay, I'm not in my best place. And my wife and I even we go, hey, just so you know I'm below the line right now. If you give me like 10 minutes, I want to get out of this. Getting above the line, that's so critical. And now you put in the habits of things like gratitude. Start focusing on the things you're grateful for, just to bring yourself up higher and higher and go, okay, I'm in a bit of a better place now. And just restart. Tomorrow is a fresh, brand new day that you can start conquering. Start writing these things down. I love Dave talks about this. Start writing these things down. Here are the things that I'm grateful for. Here are the things I'm going to accomplish today. And you start developing these habits to make sure you're moving forward that next day. And it will be a better day.
Dave, before you take us home, I imagine this has something also to do with your wind down routine.
Absolutely. And beautifully said, by the way. And I have daily practices, and I'm just going to take 1 minute. And here's the way that I see it. Today is limited by the 24 hours of man-made constructive time given to us by a particle of light that leaves the sun and hits the earth. All of the earth is determined and dependent upon 24 hours. It is separate from the infinite. It is separate from my faith. This is the time that we're ferocious. And the perspective that I give it is very simple. Today, what do I want? Who can I help? Who can help me? How best can I get that done? And prioritize accordingly to apply my why towards an infinite trajectory of where I think I want to be or better by giving meaning. The only thing we give to the past is meaning based off of the gratitude, the forgiveness, and the accountability, the light, the love, and the lessons that is aligned with, not limiting me, because God knows you'll never overachieve your own self-image. So if I utilize the past only as fuel to give me light, love, and lessons to get me to that trajectory of where I think I want to be or better, then I can stay focused in on today. As you stated, my day starts at night. It's an unwinding routine. So my day is 9 p.m. I unwind, I recover and access information, utilize it to transcend in meditation at 4 a.m. And then all the activities I have planned, unplanned, and sleep for the next day, activities I get paid for and activities I don't get paid for, are in a trajectory of where I think I want to be or better by knowing what I want, who I can help, who can help me, how to get it done, prioritize accordingly, what's important to me, not other people, not what's missing, not what you don't have, so that instead of searching for something that is already there, trying to get more happy, more healthy, more wealthy, more worthy, I simply am applying my why to what I am. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. I'm protected and promoted by an omniscient, all-powerful source that loves me more than my mom. Therefore, I'm going to get there faster and happier than ever. And I wish that upon everyone, including my two great friends here. Every time I'm with both of you, I think, why don't I do more with these two? They're incredibly smart and good looking. I need some of that to rub off onto me. Thank you both for joining me and helping me and all of our community. You guys are godsends. Thank you. Bless you.
Love you, brother. Love you,
Marcus,
Trey.
I love you, buddy. Thank you for joining us today. And I want to encourage all the audience to check out all the awesome and amazing things that you have going on as well.
Thank you, man. Buy that book, Reinvention Formula. Go ahead. It'll change your life. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Love you guys.
Love you. God bless.
Bye-bye. Let's have a great weekend, guys. So much fun. Marcus is one of those rare connections where you meet him and right away you're like, yeah, that's my people. Are you still on? I love you, buddy.
I don't want to leave, okay? I'm like the guy, you want me to help clean up? People left a mess over here. Have an amazing day, brother.
I love you so much. I'll text you a little bit. All right, guys. Let's have an unbelievable weekend. Check all the awesome stuff Marcus has going on. Thank you, Big Dave, as always. The Reinvention Formula hit a massive, massive milestone this Thursday morning. I can't wait to tell the world about it. We're going to announce it tomorrow night officially. I'm just so pumped and so grateful that it's impacting so many. And obviously the milestones that come along the journey, you should unapologetically celebrate them. But I want to thank you guys so much. Let's have an unbelievable weekend. And this just in, playing small is fucking canceled. Love you guys.